Now, Tom Wheeler, who's the head of the FCC, has been in front of Congress for a long time now. They've had him up there for 8 days of hearings on net neutrality. It's his fifth and final congressional hearing. He's having to explain, I'm trying to keep the internet as it is. Well, knuckleheads like Louie Gohmert just can't understand it. So he's going to go on the warpath here. He's going to ask a question first, and then he's not going to like the answer, and then he's going to get all worked up. Let's watch.
What from Congress asked the FCC to look at rules regarding the internet?
The 1996 Telecommunications Act.
Oh, so it was recent. That was 19 years ago. You seized on that to say Congress was asking you to look at the internet 19 years later. Well, I would submit to you that something in 1996 had nothing to do with wanting you to take charge of the internet. And I would also thank you for your willingness to leave some room for exploratory business models and new business models. That's really so gracious of you, because before the FCC stepped in, everybody was able to explore new business models. The only difference is now you're playing God with the internet, saying, I will decide, we'll leave some room for you to come up with new business models. That's not your job. The court said that in January 2014, and you can change the wording around, but it doesn't change the facts. And Congress is not asking you, was not asking you to take over the internet. Some of us, most of us in the House and most of us in the Senate do not want you to decide who gets to develop a new business model and who cannot.
God, he gets so worked up trying to defend his corporate overlords. Of course, that was monumentally wrong. The government is not taking over the internet. They're protecting the internet as it is today. The whole point of the regulation is to keep it as it is today, keep it neutral so that corporations can't come in and slow down certain websites. In fact, here, let me give you a quote about how this works in reality from the National Journal. The rules bar internet providers from blocking websites, selectively slowing down traffic, or creating any special fast lane for sites that pay more, okay? So that they're preventing a takeover of the internet by Comcast and the other guys who are cable providers, the AT&Ts, the Verizon, etc. So they can't slow down all the internet. Now, all the people who are incredibly wealthy, who are investors in these internet projects, it's not like they're going to get it wrong. They have a vested interest. They have come out and said, no, 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 the Louie Gohmerts of the world are dead wrong. What the FCC is doing is protecting the internet as it is, not taking it over, okay? And we know, because we've got millions and billions of dollars tied up on this, and the FCC is right, net neutrality keeps the internet as it is. Louie Gohmert and the rest of the Republicans are dead wrong, and they're misleading you on purpose. The one part that he was right about is, well, you know, you're preventing new exploratory business models. What does he mean by that? He means, well, the cable providers and the internet providers would get to explore with a new business model where they slow down all the other websites and they speed up theirs and they speed up the people who pay them the ransom. That's a new business model they'd like to explore. Why won't you let them explore that? They're paying me a lot of money. They're giving me all these campaign donations to let them explore that model where they get to have a monopoly and they get to control our internet completely. Why won't you let my beloved corporations take over the internet and crush it? It's an exploratory new business model. Yes, we are supposed to prevent that. And yes, that is his job. You said, that's not your job. No, no, no. As the head of the FCC, that's exactly his job. But my favorite part was this.
You're playing God with the internet.
What does that mean? Exactly. You're playing God with the internet. That doesn't make any sense. He's saying, okay, I'm going to keep the internet as it is, as it's regulated. That's exactly my job. And I'm going to make sure that nobody else messes with the internet. But since he's this religious fundamentalist goofball, you know, Cruz called it Obamacare for the internet, like trying to find a way to demonize it. I'm surprised they haven't called it the Benghazi of the internet yet. And this guy's got to bring God into it. You're playing God with the internet. Do it to me, woman.
You're playing God with the internet.
You goofball crony capitalist.